Hey there, and welcome to This Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're joining us today because, well, we're looking at something that has the power to completely transform your team dynamics. We're talking about psychological safety. Now, if you're sitting there thinking that sounds like just another fluffy, soft corporate buzzword, you are in for a major surprise. Get ready, because we're going to break down exactly how you can unlock your team's absolute highest potential through a rapid-fire look at the data and the daily habits of truly great leaders. Boom. 27%. Teams with high psychological safety are 27% more innovative. Just let that sink in for a second, right? If your team could suddenly boost its ability to innovate by over a quarter, what would that do for your upcoming projects? Seriously, what would that do for your organization as the whole shebang? That is a massive, highly measurable competitive advantage. And the really fascinating thing here is it doesn't come from some pricey new software tool or a bigger budget. No, it stems directly from how safe your people feel.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, the innovation secret. Which brings us to the really big question. Why does every leader need to care? I want you to lean in on this one because we're looking at what is fundamentally the ultimate innovation secret. When we talk about, generating groundbreaking ideas or solving those really complex problems, the real secret weapon isn't necessarily just hiring the smartest person in the room. It's psychological safety. It's that invisible, underlying foundation of your team's culture that dictates whether they're just barely functioning day to day or if they're actually breaking new ground together. This goes way, way beyond just making people feel warm and fuzzy at work. Look, if you're leading a group of people, this is absolutely crucial. It's a critical metric that will dictate your success or failure as a leader. If you ignore this, you're literally leaving that 27% innovation boost sitting right there on the table. You really need to care because your team's output relies entirely on the environment you create for them.
So, Section 2, unpacking psychological safety.
Let's move to and see how this builds. Psychological safety can definitely sound like kind of an abstract academic term when you first hear it. But on a day-to-day basis, like in a real messy work environment, it translates into very specific observable actions. It's really about creating a space where the usual workplace anxieties and fears are just completely neutralized. It basically boils down to 3 sequential behaviors. Number 1, speak up. Imagine a junior employee spotting a massive flaw in a major project right before it launches. Do they actually speak up and share that raw concern without hesitation? Or do they stay quiet because they're terrified of looking foolish? Number 2, make mistakes. This is a huge one, right? Can your team stumble, own that mistake, and actually learn from it without the paralyzing fear of retribution? And number 3, ask questions. Are your people comfortable saying, hey, I don't know, or asking for clarification without feeling like they look incompetent? When you have these 3 behaviors functioning openly in your team, well, you've achieved true psychological safety.
And when you establish those 3 elements, when speaking up, making mistakes, and asking questions are completely normalized, magic happens. And I'm not just talking about some tiny incremental improvement in office morale. No way. We are talking about an incredible, entirely observable transformation in how a team operates on a daily basis. The friction completely disappears, and the collaborative energy shifts entirely.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we get. This magic translates into 3 equal pillars for a truly thriving, high-performing workforce. First, people naturally become highly creative because that fear of judgment is totally gone. They aren't holding back their best ideas anymore. Second, they become way more engaged with their daily work simply because they know they have a true, respected voice at the table. And finally, they become incredibly loyal to the team and to the leader who actually went out of their way to provide that safe space.
All right, Section 3, the leader's playbook.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is I want to shift the focus directly to you, the leaders watching this explainer right now. Because creating this environment, it doesn't just happen organically or by accident. It requires deliberate, actionable steps on your part to step up and set the tone. You have to make a conscious choice every single day. Are you going to play the blame game, which, let's be honest, is completely destructive, where everyone's just trying to protect themselves and where innovation basically goes to die? Or are you going to choose the constructive alternative? Are you going to listen, really try to understand the root cause when things go wrong, and build a solid foundation of trust? So, here are your marching orders. These are simple, non-negotiable steps you need to execute starting today. First, ditch the blame game entirely. Just throw it out. Second, listen up. I mean, truly, actively listen to what your people are telling you. Third, build trust through your daily actions and your consistency. And finally, celebrate honest feedback. When someone takes that professional risk to be honest with you, you've got to reward that bravery. Seriously, make these 4 bullets your daily leadership checklist.
When you apply these simple, direct leadership tactics consistently, the payoff is immense. You get to literally watch your team soar. The intentional effort it takes to, say, bite your tongue instead of blaming, or to pause your own agenda and truly listen, it pays off exponentially. Your team will elevate their performance, their innovation, and their cohesion to levels you simply haven't seen before. The results are absolutely for sure worth the effort.
So the crucial point is this. Great ideas start where people feel safe. Innovation, creativity, and deep engagement, they simply cannot exist in a state of fear. You have to remove the fear to unlock the potential. So I want to leave you with a bit of a provocative question to reflect on as you close out of this and look at your own organization. Take a hard, honest look at your current work environment. Does your team truly feel safe enough to innovate?